Hey guys, random funny noun here. And before you guys complain, you 51 viewers, no, I'm not going to become a commentary channel. Probably not anyway. A few of my friends wanted me to make this video on this topic. Anyway, in today's video I shall be talking about possibly the worst teacher I personally had. Usually I don't like complaining about a teacher publicly, and I usually complain about them in a sort of joking manner, not a serious one. But this one, for once, I'm going to be serious about. Not 100% serious because, well, someone like me it's just impossible for someone like me to be serious, really. So basically, in college, a new teacher was recently hired after one of the previous teachers got fired. On the first lesson we had this teacher, let's call him something generic. I'll say his name is Jeff. Cue the sad music. On the first day we had Jeff teaching us. I didn't think he was going to be bad. Jeff joked quite a lot, mispronounced everyone's names a lot, but somehow managed to nail some of the harder names first try. But I honestly don't give a shit about that. Anyway, first lesson went pretty well, but things quickly took a turn for the worst. I'm not even joking. Okay, fuck the sad music, it's too cringy. On the second day we had him, a couple of my friends were rather disgruntled because he mispronounced the names and stuff, whilst a few of us were kinda looking forward to his lessons because he was quite a funny guy. We thought this guy was actually going to teach us too, since he seemed, well, promising the first day. If you couldn't tell by that statement, our previous teacher, he didn't teach us anything. He just stood there, talking for the entire lesson, not allowing you to get on with your work. And the very little time he actually gave you to do work, he'd come over and distract you for the whole lesson. Pretty much giving the exact same speech he gave you just 5 minutes ago, but this time it's worse, because his breath smelled like coffee all the time. And I'm not talking about coffee that has milk in it. This was genuinely dark coffee, you know, the coffee that has no milk in it. It smelled horrible. Really horrible. Anyway, let's return to talking about Jeff. The second day, we all sat down, he pronounced all our names wrong on the register again, and we was ready to actually learn something. And well, I guess he taught us something, though that something was the completely wrong thing. He was teaching us what to do with our assignment work. However, the stuff he was teaching wasn't even relevant to our assignment work at all. Well, it sort of was, but it was still wrong. I'm not going to bore you with all the details because I'm 100% sure none of you actually give a shit about that. As soon as I realised what he was teaching us about, I just started doing my own assignment work, reading the stuff that we have on our college website to help me since this teacher was genuinely going nowhere. I thought to myself, maybe this guy's having a bit of an off day since it was pretty much the first day he was actually teaching us for real, rather than just introducing himself. Boy oh boy was I wrong. We all had a lesson with him again after this, but this time it was in a different classroom for some reason, and well, I took a seat with my friends so we could help each other with our assignment well and, you know, fuck around a bit, general college stuff really. So I got quite far into my work, considering Jeff kept on trying to distract us whenever we actually got on with our work, and wanted us all to spend over half of the lesson making our assignment document look pretty and stuff. This was something I've already done at the beginning of college. I made myself a template to save time. However, Jeff still wanted me to make a new one, despite my current template having exactly what he asked for, except a contents page, which I could have easily just added after I've completed my assignment if he really wanted me to, or just add it there. Anyway, I digress. I was almost finished with the second task for the assignment. Let's skip the first task for now because I was stuck on it, but I left a page for it so that it was still in order when I came around to it. However, as I was getting on with my work whilst having a conversation with my friends that were sitting near me, Jeff Jeff came over to one of my friends and asked him if he needed help. I can't remember if he needed help or not, but Jeff did something with his work. I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure he'll probably end up commenting on here what Jeff did. But whatever it was, he was complaining about it quite a lot. Anyway, once Jeff was done, he asked the kid next to me if he needed help. He said no, so Jeff walked over to me, saw how much work I've completed, which was just a little bit more than the people sitting next to me, since they had to design their cover page from scratch and stuff. But he asked if I needed help. I replied to Jeff with a simple no, and I'm not even joking, Jeff seemed quite pissed off with this. He responded with, "Everyone needs help," which, funny enough, contradicts how he reacted to the kid sitting next to me when he said he didn't need help. Now, I'm not going to complain about him saying that, since, well, you know, everyone does need help from time to time, just not right at that fucking moment. So Jeff took the mouse out of my hand, scrolled through my work, and, well, he complained how I didn't have a completed contents page. Seriously, how can I make a full contents page when I haven't even finished my work yet? So he went to the blank page where I was going to add a contents page. It was even titled contents page, and, well, Jeff completely deleted that. He then realised there wasn't a contents page, told me make a contents page, scrolled down, saw my task 1 page. So basically in my task pages, in the header section, I have my name, my student ID number, the unit title, the unit number, the assignment number, and the task number to lay out my work easier for both me and the teacher marking it. So basically, Jeff looked at this and literally said to me, "This is too confusing." Seriously, what is fucking confusing about stating what the fucking task is and who the assignment is by? So he deleted all of my headers and footers. I didn't really care, I could just re-add them in easily. So now my task 1 page was completely empty. Jeff decided to use this page as a new contents page, and he spent 10 minutes manually making one. I personally don't know how to do it because I never needed to, but I know there's an automatic way you can do it, which will just take you about a couple of mouse clicks to do. I mean, I could have easily just googled how to do that if he really wanted me to add the contents page. But, so after Jeff spent about 10 or more minutes making a contents page for me, treating me as though I'm completely fucking stupid and had no idea what I'm doing, despite being level 3, which is the highest level in my college for IT practitioners. If you don't know what IT practitioners is, it's basically just anything to do with computers, really. So you have to at least know what a fucking mouse is to be able to get into level 3. Anyway, after he did that, he scrolled down to my task 2 and said, "What is this?" Now, I wouldn't get annoyed with that if I hadn't clearly labelled task 2 as fucking, well, task 2, but I did, so yeah, I got pretty annoyed. And to make matters worse, he previously deleted that fucking label, so that really didn't help with my annoyance. I told him that it was task 2, and then his response was just downright pissed me off. In fact, I'm sure it pissed off the kid sitting next to me as well. But who cares, right? I'm a fucking furry, I deserve this shit apparently. Anyway, his response was, "It's not in order!" For fuck's sake, it was in order until you got rid of my task 1 page, you absolute fucking idiot. Who the fuck even hired you? How did you even get hired? What is your purpose? Was you hired to fucking torment us? And then he deleted my task 2, so I have no work left. All it was just a cover page and a crudely designed contents page. What ticked me off even more is that his breath was worse than our previous teacher's dark coffee breath. This was like, Jeff never brushed his teeth before, mixed garlic into dark coffee, and then ate something rotten. It was horrible. Then he started spitting into my eye, for fuck's sake. Sure, he didn't spit in it on purpose, but it was horrible. He was honestly trying to just wrap himself around me to stare me into the eyes whilst I tried to look at my computer screen. So all I could taste was his fucking breath and have his spit splash all over my face. I felt like I was going to start crying. Eventually, something distracted him and he just walked off. So I undone all of his changes and the lesson was finally over. Thank fuck for that. So, day 3. Day 3 was horrible, though fortunately I got stuck in traffic. Not even kidding. When I left home at 7:30 because I have to get onto a shared taxi, I arrived into college at about 9:45. College starts at 9. This was because of the traffic. Over 2 hours of sitting down on a seat that was practically a lump of metal with a leather strip over the top of it. No cushioning at all, or maybe just a very thin piece of cushioning that you can't even notice. Anyway, day 3, came in late, tried to explain to Jeff why I was late, but he just kept interrupting me, so eventually I just gave up and sat down, grabbing one of the last laptops available to me because, well, I was the last one in, even though everyone else was also late, but I was the latest. So my friends started to help me to catch up because they knew what they were doing and I didn't, obviously. Which wouldn't have taken long because they barely got anything done because I'm guessing Jeff spent ages talking. But Jeff decided to come over and ask him if he needed help. Not me, him. He said no because he was helping me catch up, and well, Jeff decided to sit down next to him and help the kid. He was lucky. Jeff didn't delete his work, but Jeff didn't help at all. Jeff did nothing to help. Jeff was just Jeff. Eventually Jeff just moved away and I managed to catch up with the work. The next lesson, I finished task 2 and task 3, finally, but Jeff came over to help me and told me that the whole of task 3 was wrong because you were only supposed to talk about one thing. However, the assignment brief said you need to talk about a minimum of 3 things. Not 1, but Jeff told me to delete my work anyway. He didn't read any of my work, so I was pretty disgusted with that. This time he didn't delete it himself, he was about to, but one of my friends saved me just in time. Not sure if they overheard the conversation, or, well, they were on the other side of the classroom, so probably not, but they called him over for help, which saved my work and my sanity, thankfully, so thank you. I was actually about to have a mental breakdown because of Jeff. You probably would just think that I'm overreacting, but if you have this guy constantly picking on you for no reason at all, you'd probably also have a mental breakdown. However, our 4th lesson with him, the lesson we had before we broke up for the Easter holiday, Jeff changed. Jeff actually helped us for once. Jeff, instead of deleting my work, actually added to it. He still got a few bits wrong and didn't bother reading my work at some parts, like when he told me to add something but I already added it. But other than that, he actually added stuff to my work. Stuff that was actually relevant to our work. Stuff that I probably wouldn't have even added without his help, so yeah. Jeff actually helped me for once. But seriously though, I was honestly shocked when he actually helped me out. I didn't know if this was going to be a thing from now on, but if it isn't, at least it gives me hope that Jeff can actually be a decent teacher if he just tried to. But in the meantime, I ended up making a secret backup folder for my work, just in case Jeff starts deleting my work again, which I'm sure will end up happening. If it turns out Jeff was doing this on purpose, I guess you could say we got schooled. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. Today I got a sweet deal for you. For every like I receive, you'll gain 1 free weed. 1 free garden weed. Most likely a dandelion, but you may be lucky and might get a thistle. So, our Lord and Saviour, the cameraman, has officially announced that he's going to save the kid stuck in the swing. But how exactly is he going to save the kid, you may ask yourself? Will he A, make the kid in the swing cringe so hard he has enough of life and climbs out? Or B, taunt him until the kid gets annoyed, climbs out and punches him in the face? If you answered any of those, you probably should have waited, because the answer was in fact C.